Down with me, you down with me, down with me. I got a crowd wrapping round the whole town for me. They mama proud, got 1,000 in the balcony. Nah, I don't hear no clown talking foul on me.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of What It Odds podcast. It's your host JMX, my co-host Ryan, and we got a lot of stuff to get into today. What a game that was Thursday night, Bengals Ravens. Another good one between those two. You can't really ask for much more out of Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow, to be completely honest with you. I mean, both of those guys are just ridiculous. But before we get into everything, Ryan, man, how you doing?
Man, I'm chilling. I can't lie. One of my fantasy leagues, like I was telling you, I was going against Lamar and Jamar, and I think he got like 90 points on me or something. So I'm cooked. I'm cooked this week already in fantasy. But I got a couple other leagues. But besides that, I've just been chilling, making videos. Yeah, that's about it. How about yourself? How's the game? You said you posted a video about you going to the game.
Yeah, man. Went to the Spurs game yesterday. Fans surprised me with kind of courtside seats, like the row behind courtside, and it was I'm not gonna lie to you, it was crazy. I mean, despite the fact we got our asses whooped, felt like it was a really good experience. Got to see a lot of people. You remember Julius Thomas,
Broncos legend.
Broncos legend? I didn't even recognize him at first until he walked away, and we looked it up, and I was like, oh shit, that was Julius Thomas. Got to see Jordan Childs. Got to see a lot of those. There was a lot of people there, man. But yeah, shout out to the fan for giving me those tickets. Got to see Wemby, got to see Chris Paul. But I kind of wish we played a better game. Got our asses whooped. I think we lost by 27. It was bad, man. But yeah. But other than that, I've been good. Hoping. Well, the Spurs won today, so it is what it is. But I'm hoping we could actually Broncos can get the dub this weekend. But we're gonna get into that in just a minute. Yeah, but let's jump straight into it, man. The Bengals travel to Baltimore to take on the Ravens today. Baltimore beat them in a it gets that game was as close as it can get. 35-34. Ravens go to 7-3. Bengals drop to 4-6 on the year. Um, I'll start over there with the Bengals side of things. That's kind of where I want to start with this. Shout out to Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. I tweeted it during the game. They're the best quarterback wide receiver duo in this league, and it's not close. I mean, 34 for 56, like 428, 4 touchdowns. I mean, doesn't Joe Burrow, if I'm not mistaken, isn't this like 1,000 yards in like back-to-back games? Or no, I mean, no. I'm sorry, not back-to-back games, but like I think it's like the last 3 games, he damn near has like 1,000 yards or some crazy stat I saw. I mean, it's just utterly ridiculous. But I do know in the last 2 games he has 9 touchdown passes, which is utterly ridiculous. I mean, he's playing out of his mind. I think I had him second in my MVP voting. I know I had him definitely in there, but I
Yeah.
mean,
Definitely top three.
yeah, I mean, Jamar Chase is just he's right now been the best receiver in the league this year, as consistent as it can be. I mean, he said it himself, I'm always open. I mean, 11 catches, 264, 3 touchdowns. I don't know what it is about him playing Baltimore, bro, but Marlon Humphrey none of the DBs really got anything against Jamar Chase. I mean, but shout out to the Bengals. I thought their offense is balling. I mean, it's just really the defense, man, and the secondary is bad. And the reason why Joe Burrow is having to throw the ball 56 times is because it's really to get their run game going as well. Their short game is kind of their run game. I mean, Chase Brown, 9 catches and 52. And shout out to Kirk because he said it during the game as well that's their run game. That little short dump off at the screen game because they can't run the ball straight up. 13 carries for 42 yards. I mean, yeah, but shout out. I just want to give a shout out to Joe Burrow and Jamar. They got screwed at the end of the game. Absolutely screwed at the end of the game. But I mean, you can't ask much more from your quarterback and your wide receiver one. And you already know. Like I get so mad seeing people like Shannon Sharp and a whole bunch of other people who've been on Joe Burrow and saying Joe Burrow hasn't been playing that well. He's got to play better. You got to do this and that. I mean, bro, what do you want the man to do? He's throwing for over 400 yards, 4 touchdowns. I mean, he's just been absolute. I mean, they should have beat the Ravens. Probably both of these games. And you drop 35, 30, what was it, 34, 38, and you lose in these games. It's just like 33 against the Commanders, lose to the Chiefs off of, I mean, it's just absolutely gut rich. And I ain't gonna lie, I don't know if the Bengals can recover and make the playoffs. They got a long way to go. But yeah.
Yeah, I think that fumble from what's his name?
Chase
Brown.
Brown.
Thank you. Man, that really proved to be costly. It was at the 30-yard line. They recovered the ball, got a touchdown. Bengals punt, Ravens touchdown. Bengals give it up on fourth down, and then Ravens touchdown. Easily, just like that. It went from, what, 21-14? 21-7?
Yeah.
Yeah, 21-7 to 28-21. It's like, bro, like that. That was a huge momentum swing. Hamilton got hurt as well. I thought that was gonna really maybe put the nail in the coffin for the Ravens today. I know that defense has kind of been a little bit suspect, especially the pass defense, which I mean kind of proved your point of Joe and Jamar kind of just going off, but Hamilton going out I thought was going to be huge, and I'm not saying it wasn't, but I mean they won the game. That's all that matters at the end of the day. I do agree with you though. I did kind of think that at least one of the three of those should have been called. The hold on what was it, Gesicki, the face mask on Burrow, and then whoever the hell the other guy was, the other receiver or the tight end or whatever. That
Hudson.
Thank you. It's like one of the three of those should have been called. Granted, you shouldn't have put yourself in that position. You had a 21-7 lead in Baltimore, and I don't know, that fumble really kind of turned the momentum for him. But shout out to the Ravens. Shout out, and like Derrick Henry didn't even really kind of have a great. Not he didn't have a bad game, but like last time they played the Bengals, he completely went off. This game, I thought they kind of contained him somewhat decently well for it being Derrick Henry, you know. But
Yeah, we're seeing prime Lamar Jackson in full effect. 25 for 33, 290, 4 touchdowns, another insane passer rating of 141. And like my whole thing is when it comes to Lamar Jackson, I asked him the other day that he should win MVP, that he's not having a great season, like everybody would it's like I don't know what they were trying to tell me, but I mean, Tylen Wallace was the leading receiver today. And he's just like, and I understand the play, like Tylen Wallace, a big play he had was all Tylen Wallace. Like I think we can all agree with that. That was just a really, really damn good play. But like, it's just the production for me that's just like the play he had was at I can't remember what down it was, but the play where he literally got out of a sack, ran out, and turned that into a positive gain, got it down to the one. I mean, no one in the history of the league is doing stuff like that, man. I mean, like 4 touchdowns. It's just like when you watch Lamar play, like the defense is not playing good. Like they know we're gonna have to drop 30 to 40 to win. Pretty much anytime we're gonna play someone who can score, we got to drop 30 to 40 points to win the game. And the thing about them is they've done that. They've done that. And I'm not gonna lie, like hopefully Deontay Johnson can get worked in some more because they're gonna need all the help they can get, especially come playoff time. But shout out to the Ravens, man. Like you said, shout out. Lamar is just out of his mind. I mean, he should win MVP. Just blown away. I feel like if the Bengals were better, Joe Burrow would definitely have he's giving him a run for his money. I think Josh Allen's having a great season, but it's just not Lamar, bro. Like, I mean, it's hard to really put anything against him. Was this 24 touchdowns now to was it two interceptions? I mean, he's still first in the league in QBR, still first in the league in quarterback rating. I mean, completing 68% of his passes. I mean, it's just ridiculous, man. Like I can't really say anything much about Lamar. Shout out to the Ravens for that. Shout out to the Ravens for that nice uniform combo. Those helmets are insane.
yeah, I mean at the end of the day, it obviously comes down to winning the Super Bowl, and that's what I think. I mean, I love Lamar. I think he's 100% the MVP. Um, and I'm a complete believer in Lamar. I'm not saying I'm not. I just think eventually it does also kind of come down to the point where like MVPs are cool and all, but like eventually like you gotta go win it. But you can say that about any quarterback, like any quarterback besides Mahomes right now, and I guess Jimmy G, but whatever in the league, and Rodgers, you know what I'm trying to say. Any like
Yeah.
newer age quarterback besides Mahomes, you can say the same thing for. But for whatever reason, people sit there and criticize Lamar because
More than others.
yeah, and it's like I do wonder if it's like, all right, bud, you've like this is gonna be your third MVP. Like this year he's gonna win it unless if something crazy happens. And it's like, all right, dude, like we've seen you do this before. Like we need to see you go win it all. But it's also not really fair. Like would you rather him not win the MVP and Yeah,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
And just fall off. I mean, I think this year this may be, and it sounds crazy for me to say this is probably the one of the worst teams he's had to carry in terms of like not the talent on the roster, but definitely the scheming wise and everything. The defense is not good. It's somewhere we've known though all season long. I guess I mean they're good at stopping the run, and in the playoffs, that's going to definitely be your benefit in stopping the run. But Marlon Humphrey, Nate Wiggins, those guys are just not playing that well. They're just not playing that well, man. And I think eventually the lack of having a receiver is going to come back on them. It does every single playoff run. Every single time they get in the playoffs, I mean, I think last year they beat themselves. The Chiefs actually, I felt like they should have kept running the football. So we'll see how it goes this year. But I definitely think this team is probably going to go to the Super Bowl out the AFC.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I mean, I still really think the Chiefs are gonna three-peat. To be honest with you, I don't know. But I could obviously see the Ravens. The Ravens are very very good. Um, yeah, I don't know, dude. It's definitely gonna be a close race
Yeah,
for sure. I just think I don't know. I have the Chiefs slightly over them, but it maybe even nah, not the Bills. Nah, the Ravens are definitely better than the Bills. I don't know. I just have the Chiefs over them a little bit. I think like I'd like to see the Ravens get over that hump that is the Chiefs. You know, but I mean, you
yeah,
could say that about anything. I would love to see Josh Allen get over that hump of the Chiefs in the playoffs and go and do something. Like I think that's the next step for Lamar is like yeah again MVPs are cool and it's like, well, would you rather him not win the MVP? Like he's doing everything that you're asking him to do right now. But I think most people, if not all people, are kind of at the point where it's like, I do all these are really really cool, but like you need to go win it. You need to go like get past Lamar, get past Mahomes and the Chiefs. But just talking about in like regular season right now, I think he's unstoppable right now. He's doing whatever he wants, and it's like Derrick Henry might be one of the best free agency acquisitions that we've seen in a very, very, very long time. He fits his team so well, and it's like the only thing, and like I understand, whenever they get down, like when they were down 21-7, they kind of went away from giving the ball. They have to. And
yeah,
it's like
because you got to throw it.
yeah, and he's not really receiving back in general. So I mean, like, I was kind of excited to see what Keaton Mitchell was gonna do, and I don't really think he had much of an impact on this game. Granted, it was his first game
I
back.
don't think he played.
No, he did,
No,
but
he didn't.
yeah, he did.
He
I s-
played.
yeah, I saw him like kick return. Go
Oh,
look at
okay, okay,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah. I was expecting him to have a little bit more of an impact, like in the actual game, not just kick return. Like I was expecting him to
Yeah,
kind of get a couple runs or
yeah,
a
like
couple
yeah,
screen passes or something, kind of like what they use in Justice Hill as a little bit, but
yeah. Yeah,
I don't know.
that's what I mean. Yeah, that's what I mean in terms of like he didn't play. I don't think he got in any like offensive snaps. But yeah, I want to go to the Bengals for, and then we can end it off there. Their next, not gonna lie, they have I want to say five really. I won't say five. I think they got four really tough games to close out this season. They got the Chargers in LA next week. They got the Steelers twice, and then they got Denver. The game, the second and last game before the season. Those are gonna be some real tough challenges for them. I mean, because at this point, your margin for error is really kind of slim to none. This especially did not work. Like this really helped Denver out a lot because that's the only team really that's gonna stand in their way of making the playoffs. I mean, because like if we look at the playoff picture right now, I mean Denver's 5-4, and the Bengals go to 4-6. So even if Denver does lose this week, so say for example, because wait, who do the Colts play this week?
The Bills.
Yeah, so once the Colts lose this week, they're gonna go to 4-6 because I mean I think we got yeah, the Colts aren't winning. They're not beating Buffalo. So I mean, even if Denver loses and they go to 5-5, they're still gonna be the 7th seed. Bengals are gonna have to start definitely going on a win streak. I just don't see you're gonna have to beat a Chargers team that's really well coached. It's really tough, man. It's gonna be really tough for them to get in. Like they had to have win. They're gonna have to win probably See how many games are left for them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Probably gonna have to go 5-2. So, and that's tough. Like I said, you got Steelers. The complete schedule is the Chargers, Steelers, Cowboys, Titans, Browns, Broncos, Steelers. I think they'll beat Dallas. I think they'll beat Tennessee. I think they'll beat Cleveland. They got Cleveland at home. But you got those 4 games I was talking about, man. Those gonna be some tough ones.
I don't know, man. I definitely think, like, if I had to give a prediction, I guess, of who I think is gonna kind of sneak in, I really think the Jets might mess around and sneak in, dude. I don't know. I mean, like
They got a larger way to go than Cincinnati. They literally, I don't think they can
they'll be
wait.
4-6 right now if they win this game this weekend.
Yeah, so and then their schedule is easier, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, their schedule is easy. I mean, well, I'll say this: if they beat Arizona,
Mm-hmm.
that's not a gimme. Like
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
like I don't think that's the thing with them. I don't think any of the rest of their games are like gimmies though. Besides Jacksonville, every other game you're gonna have to grind it out. Because I mean, like they got the Cardinals on the road this week. They got the Colts in Seattle at home, Dolphins on the road, Jacksonville on the road, but they they gonna beat Jacksonville. The Rams, they got them at home, Buffalo on the road, and then the last game of the year is Miami at home. I mean, like they're gonna have to what same thing. One, two,
Yeah, I mean,
three, four, five,
kind
six,
of like
seven,
we've been
8.
saying in general.
Yeah,
It's like,
they're gonna have to go 6-2.
yeah, I mean, all these teams are gonna have like all these like lower team, like C teams, like shit. Even the Dolphins. I mean, Dolphins are what?
Dolphins
No,
are out. They're not
I don't
making
know.
it.
The Dolphins are what?
2-7, aren't they? Or two and
Yeah,
six?
2-6. I mean, again, it'd be the same thing for them. I mean, I'm not saying they're gonna make it. I'm just saying in general, like teams like that, or like we were talking about with the Colts and shit like that. It's like one of these teams are gonna end up messing around and going on a win streak. You know, it's like I just
I
really
mean,
think
because
I really think it could be this Jets team. I'm not. I mean, I believe in the Bengals as well. I just maybe it might be like a nostalgia thing. I mean, just believing in Rodgers a little bit too much. You know,
yeah.
but.
I mean, because I'll be real, Denver's gonna win like 10 games. So they're gonna like their schedule is you got Vegas, Cleveland, and the Colts. Like they're gonna win those games. So you're gonna have to. It's gonna be real tough, man. That's all I'm saying. It's gonna be real tough because you're gonna have to. If Denver gets to 10 wins, the Jets. I mean that maybe that Week 17 game between the Bengals and the Broncos could be like a win you get in type of thing. That's I think kind of what the league is hoping, but I don't know, man. It's gonna be really tough, especially if Denver can win one out of their next 2. I think that kills Cincinnati because Denver's gonna really if they lose to Kansas City and they lose to Atlanta, that opens things up for Cincy and the Jets, to be honest. But more of the Bengals though, if they lose both of those 2 next games.
Yeah, they talking about on the NFL website that if the Jets win this coming game, their playoff probability is 35%. If they lose, it's 18. Right now, the Bengals' probability to make the playoffs would be 26, and the Colts, if they win this coming game against Buffalo, their percentage is 45, and if they lose, it's 23%. Again, the Titans are basically out, Browns are out, Jags are out, Raiders are out, Patriots are out. And then they're talking about with the Broncos. If the Broncos win this game against KC, uh,
They
it's a
go
set.
72%.
Over here it says 70, whatever, 72, 70, whatever. And then if they lose, it's about a 50% chance. I don't know, dude. It's just, but I also feel the same way about the Rams. I feel like the Rams might mess around and sneak in, but the NFC is also so tough. So I don't know, but
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's gonna be really tough. I'm really interested to see how this AFC thing is gonna play out. Cause I'm not gonna lie, it's just all the teams in it's just a whole bunch of bad. Like if we being so honest, like you like the AFC is just I mean, outside of what the 8th spot, everybody sucks. Like, well, the Colts are 4-5, and then you got Bengals 4-6, Jets 3-6. Then the Titans are the 11th seed at 2-6. There are 4 teams that are 2-7 in AFC. I mean, it's like, and you go to the NFC, man. The Niners are 4-4. They're the 10th seed.
Yeah,
So
and
it's
no,
like,
nobody wants to see the 49ers either. Like, if the 49ers sneak in at that 7th seed, no one's trying to see them.
yeah, and that's the thing though. Like, are they going to, like, the only
I
way the
know.
49ers get in, like, the only way the 49ers get in is if they win their division. They're not getting the wild card because Minnesota, unless Minnesota starts tanking, like, unless, they start like just dropping games, but Philly and Green Bay's the 7th seed at 6-3. You're not, like I said, unless Minnesota just starts losing games, and that's not gonna happen. They got the Jaguars, Titans, and the Bears, their next 3 games. They going to for sure go to 8-2. So you're really looking at, man. I mean, it's tough. You're gonna have to
And the
win your
Cardinals
division.
have that. Cardinals have that by the split over them right now. They beat them. The 49ers.
Yeah, and the
So
Niners' schedule is not no cupcake. Their next 4 games at Tampa, Seattle, at Green Bay, at Buffalo.
they also talking about over here on the NFL website that if the Cardinals win this game against the Jets, they got a 57% chance to make the playoffs. But they talking about the 49ers beat the Bucks, which we're about to get into everything. They got a 62% chance to make the playoffs. So I have no idea how the hell they doing
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
doing
Yeah, I'm
that.
looking at it right now.
I got no idea.
If Denver wins, yeah, I see what you're saying. They go to 70. If the Niners lose this week, they drop to 36%. That's insane. Like, I don't know, it's just been a weird season, man.
Mm-hmm.
This is season has just been outlandish. Like, I can't even lie. Like, looking at the like just looking at the playoff pictures, like on both conference side, like if you would have told me we would be 7th and the Chargers would be 6th, like it's crazy. It's really insane. Like, I thought the Bengals, the Jets, and the Dolphins would for sure be, what I'm saying, up
Mm-hmm.
there. They
Shit, or the
just,
Commanders. Commanders are number 2.
yeah, I mean,
Like, bro, come on.
like, I don't know, man. It's the Cowboys are out of it. The Seahawks are there. I don't know about Seattle. I think they're just bad. I mean, the only 2 teams I could see maybe like are the Rams actually going to be a playoff team? Because I mean,
I don't know, dude.
who?
I think their defensive line has been balling, and with Puka and Cup, I mean, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be very tough for them to sneak in. They also got the advantage over the 49ers as well, I believe. They also beat them. I think the only advantage the 49ers have are over the Seahawks. I think they beat them for sure at least once. I think they beat no, they beat them twice, right?
Wait, who?
The 49ers, did they beat the Seahawks just the one time, or they beat them twice?
Let me see real quick. 49ers, they've no, so they've
They
only
beat them
played
once.
Seattle
Okay,
once. They
okay.
beat them.
Yeah, they got
Wait, yeah, they beat them.
yeah
Yeah.
just once. Yeah, so I mean they got the advantage over them. That NFC, like you were saying, the only way that one of
The
these
Niners
NFC
make the
we
playoffs.
yeah.
Yeah, it's only one team in that division making the playoffs because I don't see anybody else really kind of falling out. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at Green Bay, like I just don't see any of them falling out, to be honest. Like, Green Bay, they're sitting at 6-3. Their schedule, I mean, their schedule is it's tough, but I think they'll beat. Like, I feel like they can beat some of the tougher teams on their schedule, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a tough schedule, but I'm not just gonna sit there and say they're gonna lose. They might lose some games, but I mean, like, is Philly gonna start dropping some games? I don't think they are. I think Philly's gonna be just fine. Like, I don't know. It's just tough, man. Like,
You,
Philly, they should go to 7-2. Then you got
mm-hmm.
the Commanders, the Rams, Ravens. Those are gonna be 3 tough games, but I think they'll beat the Rams. And I think the Ravens game can kind of go either way for me. But yeah, I mean, like, I don't even know if the Rams gonna make the playoffs. I mean, Dan Orlovsky was just talking about he thinks the Rams can win it all, and it's like, bro, they got to get in. Like, they may have lost too many games at this point. I mean, can't I will say the Rams, like, their schedule too. The last 6 games are brutal. The Eagles, I'm sorry, no, I'm sorry, their last 5 games: Bills, 49ers, Jets, Cardinals, Seahawks. Shit, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, like, it's tight over there. The only way they get in is if they legit make is if they win a division. That's the only way. It's only gonna be one NFC West team, bro.
Something that would be really really cool, like just looking at it playoff wise. I think we can both agree the Lions will most likely get that 1 seed. It'd be tough if like the Falcons slipped down to that 4 seed and the Falcons and the Vikings played each other and like Kirk and the Vikings and all that. I think that'd be really cool. And then let's say
Yeah.
like I don't know, the Eagles and the Commanders would play each other. They always play each other really tough as well. And then the Packers and I don't fucking know. The Packers and the Cardinals. I mean, they always play a great game too. I don't know. Just looking at it, just thinking
I'm
about
really
it.
hoping in the AFC
Mm-hmm.
we play y'all first round of the playoffs. I
Easy
really
though.
hope. Man, Ron, you be so. I know you be so nervous, especially if Russ starting. You be like, oh my
Nah,
god,
nah,
why
nah.
we gotta play these dudes first round of the playoffs?
Easy dub.
You know you would be, bro. It's
Nah.
Russ.
Man, I can't lie. All I want is for my damn team to win a playoff game. Like just one. Like yes, I want my team to win a Super Bowl and all that. Blah blah blah. Man, we haven't won a Super Bowl since damn near since I was in high school. I'm a playoff game since I was in high school, bro. It's like, dude, that's
High school, bro. We haven't won a Super Bowl. We ain't been to the playoffs since I was in 8th grade.
yeah. But you guys won the Super Bowl what in 2015,
8th grade.
2016? Man, still, man, we won a Super Bowl in what 2010? Like, bro, be so
Okay,
for
but like,
real.
bro, we haven't made the playoffs since we won that Super Bowl, though.
I would rather win the Super Bowl and then not make the playoffs for another like 10 years than consistently get first rounded every single year. Because that's what happens to us
Yeah,
every
I ain't
single
gonna
year.
lie. Yeah, no, yeah, I have been getting first rounded. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on.
I don't know, man. I really think like
Ooh, we
I
get it,
don't
bro. I ain't gonna
know.
lie. I might on the cool. We make the playoffs. I hope we play Houston, and this game is in Houston. Ooh,
Yeah, that would
you
be
know
tough.
how lit
What would it have to be? I mean, either they'd be the second seed and you'd be the seventh seed, or they'd be like
we
the
would have to
third.
be. Yeah, they would have to be like the third
Mm-hmm.
seed or the second seed because I don't think we're gonna get high. I mean, I don't know.
Sure,
Just if
you
that
could do
would,
the interviews too.
man, if that were to happen, fuck, I'm leading the charge. I'm telling everybody, hey, look, all right, I'm gonna put up. Is anyone flying to Houston for the game? Man, I'm leading the charge at the tailgate. I don't care. I'll probably do interviews, but I'm leading the charge. I'm gonna have us lit. We gonna be lit at the game. I ain't gonna lie. We make the playoffs, bro. Denver faithful, they traveling, bro. Even though we might lose I don't care. I don't even care if we lose in the first round, bro. Just to have the feeling of us in the playoffs to play that playoff game. Denver in the playoffs the first time since winning a Super Bowl, like with actually a rookie quarterback and a good defense, reminds me of Tebow when Tebow beat Pittsburgh. It just gives me those type of vibes. You see what I'm saying? Like,
No, man, trust me, I feel you. I understand. I don't know. I just feel like one of these teams that I just can't see like we halfway through the season. All right, cool, whatever. It's like we think that these standings are like these 7 teams in the AFC and these 7 teams in the NFC are for sure gonna make it. It's like this is it, you know. I feel like every year there's always a team that starts out kind of shitty and there's always a team that starts out really good, and then it always ends up like balancing each other out almost. Like last year it
yeah,
was the Rams. You know, the Rams were kind of not very, very good at the beginning of the season. They just went on a crazy winning streak. And it's like they just snuck into the playoffs and shit. They realistically should have beat the Lions if we being honest.
yeah, that because wasn't it a blown call on Puka?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was like a missed pass interference or something like that, like a hold or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. I just know, man. Yeah, and after this, we can start back up. I need I need us in those. I need us in those. I don't know. I don't care how it happens. I need us in those playoffs, bro. If we go to the playoffs with this team, we gotta. I want to see either. Really, I'm cool with seeing Buffalo, Pittsburgh, or the Texans. As long as we don't see Baltimore, I'm fine. But if we have to see Buffalo, we gotta see Pittsburgh. We gotta see the Texans. Cause I mean, shit, we beat Buffalo last year in Buffalo.
Yeah, but that was with Russ though.
The hell?
That was with
Russ
Russ. That was
didn't
with
do shit.
Super Bowl quarterback Russell Wilson.
Bro, what bro? Cortland, if it wasn't for Cortland Sutton making that catch of the year in the back of the end zone, like
If it
we don't
wasn't for
probably win
Russ
that game.
laying a dime right there too.
That was not a dime. That man would literally threw it up in the back of the corner of the end zone because he was gonna get sacked. And
That
then
man really said, "Fuck it, here we go."
he rolls out, just heaved it up to bro. Like, and then if it wasn't for the passing, I mean, we'll see. Like, it took a lot for us to beat Buffalo, but I
Right.
would rather my two ideal matchups is Pittsburgh or the Texans.
What do you think would be like the best matchups for like the AFC? Not just for the Broncos though. Like, what do you think
Just
would
in
be?
general,
Yeah, cause I got mine.
best matchups. I
Hmm
mean, it's tough, bro. Like,
I think if the Steelers and the Ravens met, if the Steelers fell to like the 4th seed somehow and the Ravens stay at the
and then
5 or
get the
vice
5.
versa, yeah. Or
Yeah,
like shit. Even
I
if
mean,
like the
because
Ravens finish at 2, we finish at 7. They finish at 3, we finish at
I think y'all
6.
might drop off though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, actually, I don't know. It's gonna be tough because it's like I'm looking at y'all schedule. It's very straight division. I mean, like, okay, look, I think y'all will handle Cleveland twice. I think y'all. Mm, okay, I'll say this: y'all
We
gonna
finished
split
at 10
with
and
Baltimore.
7.
Yeah, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, and I think at some point they go back to Fields. Because I'll be honest, this is Russ's test, bro. If Russ goes out there and plays bad, because bro, he really didn't play. The Jets game, he didn't win that game. Jets fucked that up. The Giants game was closer than it should have been, and you know that. So if y'all go out there and y'all get y'all shit whooped by Washington and then get beat by Baltimore, and then say y'all scrape one out of Cleveland, lose to Cincinnati, like I'm just saying, like if y'all start dropping games, I'm going back to Fields, bro.
I don't know. Man. I think the only way that we realistically do is if Russ gets hurt. I can't see a way that like
He's gonna fuck y'all up. Those last 4 games, he's gonna fuck y'all up. The at Philly, at
uh
Baltimore, Chiefs and the Bengals.
all within like 10
Ah,
days or something, like 3 of those games are in 10 days. It's going to be rough. I mean, I don't know. I think we this was my prediction all along though, is that we started off hot. And then now that we're in the back end of the schedule, it's going to get a little more difficult. I think we split every division game personally. I think we beat the Ravens, Bengals, and what do you call it? And the Browns once.
Browns.
And then I think we get another game. Like if we maybe the Commanders game this weekend, somehow steal a Philly game, somehow steal a Chiefs game, something. Like we're gonna mess around and finish 10 and 7, probably finish as like the 5 or the 6 seed, and probably
Yeah,
go up against like Buffalo or Baltimore or something like that. That's my guess.
yeah, facts. All right, yeah. So let's go ahead and get into our predictions for Sunday. I think we can get this one over pretty quickly. London Giants are traveling. Giants and Panthers traveling to London to take on each other. Both teams are 2-7. Giants are favored by 6.5 in this game. This game might be a little closer than what people think. I really like how Bryce has been playing since he's been inserted back as a starter. Um, but I'm going with the Giants. I think the Giants would. It'd be a catastrophic loss if they lose this game. Catastrophic for that franchise. I say GM might have to go. Brian Daboll, they'll put him on the hot seat, even though he really doesn't deserve it. But I think the Giants will win this game. I will say Darius Slay is out, Darius Slayton, but I still think the Giants pull this one out. I think Tyrone Tracy's gonna have a solid, really good game, and I think because yeah, is Malik playing?
I believe so.
Yeah, so but I think Tyrone Tracy is gonna have a really big day, and I just feel like they'll dominate time of possession. The defensive line to get after Bryce, and they'll win this game.
Yeah, I completely agree. You stole the Tyron Tracy thing from me. Panthers got literally have the worst rushing defense in the NFL. I kind of expect Tyron Tracy to kind of do what he did to us a little bit on that Monday night game and just kind of. I know he went off that game. He had himself like a crazy game, 145 yards on a touchdown as well. I think he should have had another touchdown as well. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, and especially with it being not in the States, I think, in my opinion, it kind of seems like with these overseas games, most of them, usually running games are what travel, running games and good defense.
hmm
Um, yeah. And also, again, I think the Panthers, that was last week, was kind of the highest of their high right there. Like that was gonna be the highest they'll ever be this season. It's like they
Damn.
won at home. Bryce looked solid, and then it's just gonna kind of be like, all right, now they're gonna come back down to what they
Yeah.
really are.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past them. But yeah, going on to the next game, the Patriots traveling to Chicago to take on the Bears. The Bears are 6-point favorites in this game. Bears are 4-4. Patriots are 2-7. This should be really a gimme for the Bears. We being quite honest. Patriots, the defense should be able to lock them up. I have not been pleased the way the defense has been playing though for the Bears. Was it the last two games? Well, no, I'll say the Commanders game's pretty good. I'm my fault, not the last two games. Just the last game, I think they should have played better. But hopefully Tyreek Stevenson gets put back in the lineup and they actually win this game. Jaquan Brisker is and Kyler Gordon. A lot of the guys are questionable. But I think this is a game they should really easily win. They got it at home. I'm rolling with the Bears.
Yeah, I'm rolling with the Bears as well. I'd like to see finally, hopefully, maybe, possibly, DJ Moore get a little bit more involved with this offense. Besides that one game against Carolina, where I feel like it was kind of maybe like a personal vendetta type thing of like give me the
Yeah.
fucking ball. It's like besides that, like he's just not really like they haven't been really clicking like that. I do kind of wonder how Gonzo's playing right for the Patriots.
Yeah, I think he is. I
Yeah,
don't see him on the report.
I kind of wonder how that's gonna if he's gonna kind of travel with DJ Moore a little
Yeah,
bit.
I'm pretty sure he will.
Yeah, so
I'm pretty sure he
I don't
will.
know, dude. I'm kind of not worried about it, but I'm kind of curious to see how that works because you can kind of like you were saying last episode, you can kind of tell there's a little bit of friction between them. I know he came out and like a interview today. I think it was today or yesterday, and he was basically saying like he has a tweaked ankle and like that's why he left the field in that play. And it's like I'm not saying he didn't because I'm obviously not him, but yeah, I'd really like to see that connection kind of get going a little bit, and I got the Bears winning as well. If not, I think if the Bears lose this game, it's wraps.
Yeah, no. To be honest, it's already inevitable. Their schedule is way too brutal. But yeah, going on to the next one, the Bills are traveling to Indy to take on the Colts. Bills are 7-2. Colts are 4-5. Colts are 3-1 at home, so that's something to look at. But the Bills are 4-point favorites in this one. I went with Buffalo, man. I don't know. I don't really see this kind of as a trap game. I know the Colts are one of those teams in the league that it can be a trap game. I think Flacco is really gonna come out here looking, to prove something. But just the Bills, I think they're too complete of a team to lose this game. I just, you know what I'm saying? When you look at them and it kind of, I mean, the defense is middle of the pack. But the one thing about the Colts, the offensive line is just not good. I think the Bills, I don't know, like I just think the Bills are gonna handle it. Like, I don't think the Colts are good enough in any specific thing for me to take them in this game. The defense is kind of middle of the pack. The offensive line isn't playing great. Yeah, they have been running the ball extremely well. So I mean, look, I think it'll be close at first. A lot of these Buffalo wins are like wins where it's kind of close in the beginning of the game, and you look up at the end of the third quarter, and Buffalo just went up by 2 scores. So I'm going Buffalo.
Yeah, I'm going with Buffalo as well. Indy has the second to worst rush defense in the NFL, and in my opinion, they looked bad against the Vikings, and
Yeah,
I think the
man.
Bills are a better team than the Vikings are. Um, yeah, I don't know. The Colts just got to get like, I understand like we're always talking about how good the Vikings defense, at least the schemes are, and the defensive coordinator, and like just the defensive team in general. I know the pass defense is a little bit sus, but um, I just didn't think that Indy played a great game like at all. Um, yeah, and I think the Bills are a better team, so I'm going with the Bills. I also have Josh Allen literally in like I have like 7 fantasy leagues. I got this man in like 6 fantasy leagues, but the only one I don't have him in is the one that we in.
That's
I have him
crazy.
in every single league. So
It's ridiculous.
anyway,
But yeah, going on to the next one. We can just talk about. I'm gonna give my answer pretty quick. Vikings traveling to Jacksonville to take on the Jags. Jags are 2-7. Vikings are 6-2. Vikings are favored by 7 in this game. I'm going with the Vikings.
yeah, I'm going with the Vikings as well. I'm expecting kind of them have not really a bounce back game, but Jettas kind of do his thing.
Yeah, I
I really
mean,
want to see how Hawkinson does.
yeah, I just Jacksonville don't have no shot to me unless they find a way to turn the ball over. Sam Darnold was turning the ball over a lot, but they're playing against the worst pass defense in the league. So we'll see how that goes. I think it's just gonna be a slaughter. Um, Going on to the next one, the Falcons are taking on the Saints. Um, Falcons are 6-3. Saints are 2-7. This game is in New Orleans. Yeah, New Orleans. Falcons favored by 4. I'm going with the Falcons. I think the Saints have. I don't know. This could be kind of a bounce back game. It is a divisional game at home. We'll see how they play without Dennis Allen. I would not be surprised if the Saints won this game, but I'm going with Atlanta, man. I'm not. If trading Lattimore, I think this is a game where you see the Falcons kind of just dominate them on the back end.
Yeah, I think the Falcons are kind of rolling in general. I'm kind of one thing about the Falcons. I was talking with somebody on Instagram about it. Is just I'm very concerned for the Falcons to get really any sort of pressure. Like, I don't think that Judon trade has kind of really paid off for him. You know, and
Yeah.
I would like to see them get a little bit more pressure in obviously in general, but especially starting in this game. I think if you pressure Carr makes some pretty questionable decisions, and I think that's typically how you beat someone like him. Um, like you said with the new interim head coach, I think it's what is it called? Like uh, there's some like sort of theory about it. Basically, when the head coach gets fired, the team always gathers around that new head coach. Uh, I think it's like wounded something theory or it's not something like
Wounded
that.
Warrior or
Basically,
something like that.
yeah, it's something like that.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, and it
I
always
don't.
seems like these interim head coaches, whenever they come in, they always lead the team to victory. Like shit, when Jeff Saturday came in, his first
Yeah.
game, he ended up leading them to a victory. So I'm going with the Falcons. I think Kirk is balling. I think the offense is looking solid. Um, but like you said, I wouldn't be surprised if the Saints mess around and pull a game out.
Yeah. Going on to the next game, a huge game this week might be the game in the early morning window. I don't know yet. The Steelers are traveling over to wherever in Washington, wherever, Landover,
Landover, Maryland. Don't disrespect
wherever,
it. Don't disrespect it.
wherever. Uh, Take on the Commanders. Commanders are 7-2. Pittsburgh is 6-2. Commanders are undefeated at home. Steelers are 3-1 on the road, and the Commanders are 2.5 point favorites in this game. I went with Pittsburgh. Um, I think I really like this matchup for them. I do want to say one thing. I think that they've been turning the ball over really well. Can that they were playing two, you could say, bad teams, but I think overall they turned the ball over really well. Commanders only have 3 turnovers on the season. I think they will have a turnover this week, but I just want, like, I don't know, man. It's just something about TJ Watt smelling a really huge game coming from him. Um, I just got a gut feeling about it. I went with the Steelers. I just think, man, Commanders defense is just not. They just don't really move me on the back end. I think this is a game where George Pickens, Fryermuth, and those guys can really get loose. I think the main thing Washington's probably going to do, Dan Quinn's going to probably send a lot of pressure on Russ, but I don't know, man. I'm going with the Steelers. I just think when it comes down to a defense to make a play, it's just something about the Steelers, man. They're gonna make it tough on Jay Daniels because this is gonna be for sure his toughest game yet in terms of facing a defense. This is gonna be his toughest game yet. I mean, you saw last week against the Giants. They didn't make it incredibly easy. He still, I think, had a really good game, but they didn't just dominate. Like he was 15 for 22, 209, 2 tubs. But you could tell and that's just the Giants. So we'll see what how the Steelers do. But yeah, I'm really interested to see in this game. Joey Porter Jr., I think TJ Watt, I think those guys have big games. Like I said, I think they do turn the ball over. And that's uncharacteristic for Washington. Like I said, only 3 turnovers on the year. But I think Pittsburgh first forces a turnover. And I think they win this game. I think Russ does just enough to get them this win.
Yeah, I ended up going with Pittsburgh as well. One, they just my team, so I gotta go with them. But two, I think this bye week really hit us at the right time. Herbig looks like he's gonna be back. Frazier looks like he'll be back. Cordero looks like he'll be back. Really, nobody on our team looks like they really injured besides Terrell Edmonds, but he's just sick, so it's not even really like a legit injury, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Lattimore doesn't look like he's gonna play. He has a hamstring. Hasn't practiced the last 2 days. Um, I don't know. I just really think that the Commanders' defense hasn't really in my opinion, like
Yeah,
really impressed me as I think that others might be impressed by him. And I just think that again that bye week hit us at the right time. We kind of finally got a little bit healthier. I think Mike Williams will come in and not have a crazy big game, but I think he'll contribute solid numbers and solid production for us. And yeah, this is just again the first time that our team has really been like fully damn near healthy. Besides Fatanu, the tackle that we drafted, I think he's out for the
yeah,
season. But yeah, I'm going with us as well. I also just don't want to pick against my own team. So
yeah. Going on to the next one, the Niners are traveling to Tampa to take on the Bucks. Bucks are 4-5. Um, Niners are 4-4. The Niners are favored by 6 in this game. I went with San Francisco. I think people think this is going to be kind of a close game. Um, CMC's coming back. I just don't really see it. The Buccaneers are 30th in total defense. They're 30th against the pass and against the run. They are below average. I don't know the exact number. 30th. They're about 18th, 17th against the run. This is just 49ers game all over, especially they still got all these injuries. The Bucks do. I know Bucky Irving is questionable in this one. I think he'll go. I think you're gonna Vita Vea injured as well. This game got 49ers kind of written all over it. I mean, I just seem like they getting CMC back. They're playing a banged up team. I'm 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 leading the Niners pretty comfortably.
question for you before I kind of dive into it a little bit. How much do you think like how much workload do you think they're gonna give CMC in his first game? Do you think it's gonna be immediate, not all the way back, but like do you think it'll be like I don't know,
He'll get
10 to
somewhere
20
between
snaps?
he'll get between 8 to 11 carries,
How many snaps do you think he's gonna get?
maybe about 20 to 30.
So you think they're gonna split it between Mason and
Yeah, I think it's
CMC?
gonna be between him and Mason, but I would sit all of them for this week. I think CMC might get some touchdowns if you want to start him for that. I think they'll get some touchdowns, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm just kind of curious in general because the team again the bye week also hit them at the perfect time as well. It looks like everyone's kind of fully getting back healthy, you know. Um, I'm going with the 49ers as well. I do kind of again I always worry about the stupid shit of like the 49ers traveling from the West Coast to the East Coast playing a 1 o'clock game. It's like that shit didn't matter for him last year. And I picked the Jaguars last year when they went to Jacksonville and they played them. And I was like, shit, it's gonna be like a 10 o'clock game their time or 11 o'clock or 9 o'clock game, whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I'm going with the 49ers as well, especially with no Evans and no Godwin. So
Yeah, going on to the next game, last game in the morning window. The Broncos are traveling to Arrowhead to take on the Chiefs. Chiefs are undefeated still. Broncos are 5-4 coming off that loss against Baltimore. The Chiefs are 8-point favorites in this game. I went with the Chiefs. Broncos are my team. You know what I'm saying? It's just tough. I I'm not ruling us out completely in this game at all. I just seeing how we played last week against Baltimore, going up against a really good Chiefs defense. And it's just gonna be really tough. It's gonna be insanely tough, I think, for these wide receivers to get. I mean, last year when we beat them, we had Jared Judy. We don't have Jared Judy this year. Uh, I just it's gonna be really tough for us to create space, create separation. I mean, you see time and time again. I mean, guys are just failing, Bo. We've been saying this. I've been saying this all year, but I'm going with the Chiefs in this one. I do think Denver can win this game. I would not be surprised if Denver won this game, but I'm still going with the Chiefs.
I remember the last couple of weeks you've been talking about how this is the game the Chiefs gonna lose, and now you switch up last second.
Well, I mean, like I have to keep it. I mean, seeing what I saw last week, I'm not even tripping on the defense. I think PJ is coming back in this game. Yeah, PJ Lock is coming back in this game. So I think the defense. I think our only hope is like we have a chance. I think the defense getting back healthy, getting PJ back. I think we're gonna see. We're gonna get after Mahomes. I do like our matchups against the Chiefs offensively. In terms of like our defense against their offense, but just that other side of the ball, man. Like somebody's gonna have to make a play. And I mean, Spags is gonna send hell for Bo. I know he is. He's gonna blitz the shit out of him because he knows our receivers are terrible. So he's gonna try to force. I mean, hopefully we get some help from Troy Franklin, somebody, but I don't know, man. I've lost all hope in these receivers. Like I have no ounce of hope, no milligram of hope. I mean, these guys are just bad. I mean, hopefully, I mean, I got faith in Bo, man, but I mean, I'm going with the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm going with Chiefs as well, especially being in Arrowhead. Um, I also think the way that the Chiefs kind of barely won that game might have maybe opened their eyes a little bit more to like they can be beat, especially it being at
It's been like
home.
that all year, though.
I mean, I think that game was the closest any game besides maybe that Ravens game has been. It's like they went to overtime at home, almost lost. I don't know. I mean, sure. That realistically, we didn't even talk about it last episode. How the Bucks, and we didn't even talk about it with the Bengals and the Ravens about them going for two. It's like the Bucks should have gone for two if we being honest. Granted, you can say that in hindsight they lost, but I don't know. I mean, again, they were a 2 point conversion away from losing that game. So I kind of wonder if this maybe opens their eyes a little bit more to
Yeah, I
we can
mean,
be beat.
yeah, I mean, the only way Denver wins this game is if you come out hot and you force them to kind of play catch up. But I just, I, I just don't believe in these receivers to make plays. I mean, we're playing a guy who's hurting our team when he's on the field. So I mean, that's just definitely discouraging for me. But yeah, I think the Chiefs go to 9-0. But I wouldn't be surprised if Denver win this game. I will say that if Denver, because I will say them boys, they take this person. They don't fear KC. I mean, last time we played them, we did beat them. So we'll see how that goes. And it's just, I feel like KC might take us lightly, but I'm still going with the Chiefs in this one. Going on to the afternoon slate of games. Let's start off with this game. I think it's an easy one. Jaguars. I'm sorry, not the Jaguars. Titans are traveling to LA to take on the Chargers. Titans are 2-6. Chargers are 5-3. Chargers are favored by 7. I'm taking the Chargers in this one.
Yeah, I'm going with the Chargers as well. Probably for the same reasons as you.
Yeah, I just
I think
don't. The
Herbert's been
Chargers
balling.
defense is. Yeah, the Chargers defense is just playing way too well for the
Mm-hmm.
Titans.
Yeah,
It's gonna be. It's gonna get ugly.
I think Herbert's balling as well. And then I mean Dobbins is having himself arguably maybe even a comeback player of the year type of season if we be honest.
Yeah.
But
hmm Yeah. Going on to the next one. This is another quick one. Eagles traveling to Dallas, take on the Cowboys. Cowboys are 3-5. The Eagles are 6-2. Philly's favored by 7.5. No Dak Prescott. Eagles. Eagles. Eagles are there.
yeah, I'm going with the Eagles as well. I do think it being a divisional game has something to do with it. I think the Cowboys will kind of. I don't think the Cowboys will just lay over, like just sit there and let them do whatever. But I hope CD plays. Usually CD always kind of does well against the Eagles, so I'm going with the Eagles though.
Yeah. Going on to the next game. The Jets are traveling to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. Cardinals are 5-4, first in their division. The Jets are 3-6, looking to pretty much have to win almost every single game to be in playoff contention. The Jets are favored in this game by 1.5. I went with the Jets. Um, I think this is just more of a must win for them. They're going to come in this game with a very high sense of urgency. Their defense is still ranked fourth in the league. I think that's going to cause the Cardinals some problems. I think their defense can they got to get after Kyler a little bit, stop that run game. You stop the run game, you have a real good shot at beating Arizona, which I think the Jets can do. Right now, they're ranked right now against the run. They're kind of below average a little bit, but I think overall they're going to probably take away the pass, which is going to force Cardinals to run the ball. And when you get one dimensional like that, it makes it all easier for your defense. So I'm going with the Jets in this one. But I will say Cardinals are a trap game. Cardinals can still very much well win this game. I just feel like Kyler is going to end up making he can still make a crazy play. Marvin can kill Sauce. I mean, it is a trap game, man. But I'm going to roll with Rodgers and the Jets.
Yeah, I'm going with the Jets as well, which means the Cardinals will win because every time we pick against them, they always win. So I'm gonna go with the Jets, but we both know we're gonna be talking about this game on Sunday or Monday about
Oh,
how the
man.
Cardinals won.
How the Cardinals probably won the
Yeah,
game. Just it's fucking ridiculous, man. That trap game. But yeah, going on to the Sunday night game. Don't know if I'm going to this game yet. I'm really debating it. We're gonna see. But the Lions are traveling to Houston, take on the Texans. Texans are 6-3. The Lions are 7-1. Lions are favored in this game by 3.5 points. Yeah, the Lions are gonna win this game. I don't think it's gonna be necessarily probably a close one. I just don't see it really being too close. The Lions are just, it's no digs. Nico is they saying he could play, but it's a long shot. He didn't practice today. I don't think he's gonna go. So it's a wrap. I think the Texans defense is pretty good, but I think they're gonna blitz the hell out of CJ. That line has not been good at all. They're gonna blitz the hell out of them. They're gonna make it in once Detroit gets up by two scores, it's a wrap. So I'm going with the Lions, man.
Yeah, I'm going with the Lions as well. You gotta go to this game though. I don't know what you got going on. I'm just saying you gotta at least go sit there and interview people. It's a Sunday night
Yeah.
game.
Oh no. Oh yeah, no. That I will be. I mean, actually
Mhm.
feel like going to the game.
Okay, yeah. Um, yeah, I'm excited to see maybe possibly if golf extends this little streak he got going. I know we've been keeping up on it. Uh, but yeah, I'm going with the Lions pretty comfortably. I think if the Texans team was fully healthy, then maybe they would have like a legit shot. But I don't know. I just can't see them the Texans pulling it out. So I'm gonna go with the Lions as well.
Yeah. Last game, going to the Monday night game. The Dolphins are traveling to LA to take on the Rams. Dolphins are 2-6 with a must-need win. The Rams also 4-4. It's a must-win game for them as well. I went with the Dolphins. It was tough. The Rams are favored by 1 point. I went with Miami. Seeing how they lost their last two games, well, the last three games, I will say, but since two has gone back, I'll go to the last two. They put up decent numbers, man. 20, they scored 27 each of those games. Um, and like, if you're being honest, like the defense against the Cardinals, it wasn't insanely bad. Like, I mean, it was, they've had their moments where they haven't looked good, but I I don't know. I think it's gonna be tough, man. I mean, I still think the defense overall this season has been playing well. They just haven't played well the last 2 weeks. But I'm expecting a bounce back game. I mean, they're still ranked fourth against the pass. They're still like I think seventh in total defense against the run. I mean, they're solid in terms of points given up. Where are they in points given up? They're giving up. They're really right at middle of the pack. I don't know, man. I feel like they can give the Rams some problems. I don't know. This game is so close. Like it's so close, man. Like you got. I just think the Dolphins are gonna get them one, and I think it's gonna be in this game. I think that they've been flirting with it for weeks. I think they go against the Rams, whose defense really isn't that good. I think Tua can get that bounce back. I think that Tyreek finally has his monster game of the year, and I think the Dolphins win this one in a close one. But yeah, I got the Dolphins.
Yeah, I went with the Rams personally. I think the Rams.
I ain't arguing it.
Yeah. I mean, I could see exactly everything you just said. I could 100% see happening. I'm just going with the Rams. I just believe in them. I think Puka's gonna have himself a great game if he plays. I know he's battling that knee injury. I think it's a knee injury, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Well, I don't know. Well, I think he will play. He played in the
Mhm.
last one. He just got ejected.
Yeah. I think Cup is gonna have a great game. Williams will have a
Cool.
great game. Stafford's been slinging it and balling now that he finally has his two weapons back. Um, I believe they're also getting some offensive line help coming off of IR. The Rams. And what's their name? The two pass rushers for the Rams.
Evanstein's not playing.
He's not.
Mm-mm.
I know they were talking about offensive line help coming back from
Yeah.
IR.
What's his name is Jonah Jackson is coming back.
What's the
Yeah.
name? What's his name? The pass rush duo they got. Uh,
Byron Young and Jared Verse.
Verse. Yeah, dude, they've been balling. They were causing that man Sam Darnold hell last. I think it was last week, right? No, 2 weeks
Yeah.
ago.
No, two
Two
weeks ago.
weeks ago. Man, they were
Yeah.
causing
Last
that
week
man
it was
hell.
Gino.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I was like the Vikings offensive line is bad. I think the Dolphins offensive line is better than
Mm-hmm.
that. So we'll see how that goes in this game. But I don't know, man. I just think I think the Dolphins got to get them one, and I think it's this game. I just think I just see it. But I don't know, man. This game can go either way. It can go either way. I would not be surprised the Rams were not there and won this game.
Yeah, I'm just hoping. I think regardless, it's going to be a shootout. To be honest with you, I think both offenses really need it. Like you said, both backs are kind of against the wall. Even with the Rams, if what 4-4 right
Yeah,
now, it's like
yeah,
if they lose, they out.
yeah. I will say one thing I will say: if Teron Armstead and Austin Jackson don't play, the Rams are gonna win this game. They're both questionable. I think they'll play, but they're just both listed as questionable. If they don't go, it's gonna be a long day. But yeah, but yeah. Before we end it off, you got any questions, Ryan?
I mean, again, I was told for the last couple weeks that somebody was rolling with their team against the Chiefs, and that
Oh
this
man.
was the game the Chiefs were going to lose. I just wanted to know why there was no courage to pick your team.
Well, I've been kind of talking about it. I've been getting a lot of DMs.
Yeah,
Um, I've been getting a lot of DMs, and if all y'all watching, probably some of y'all was DMing me, but been getting a lot of DMs. A lot of people got to go through all the things I made, um, on these wide receivers, and that I'm overreacting, and that I'm not appreciating what we have in that room. Um, but I mean, you're going up against the Chiefs, who have been really well defensively. I mean, they rank top five in almost every category. They're right now currently the fifth ranked defense. They're above us by 2 yards, but I mean, the Chiefs been playing really well. Against the pass, I mean, the Chiefs they're kind of middle of the package, but when you're playing the worst wide receiving core in the league, it's hard to be encouraged when it comes to games like this against our receiving core. Like, if you really go back and watch the games we won in the past, we won the games because really the Carolina and the Saints game. It's Carolina and the Saints. Uh, when we beat the Raiders, I mean, Bo Nix had to have an insane game throwing the football that was ignited by a Pat Surtain 100-yard pick six. Bo played really well in that game, but I mean, our leading receiver in that game was Javante with 5 catches for 50 yards. And if you go to the game where we beat the Jets, once again, our leading receiver was Cortland Sutton for 3 catches and 60 yards. I mean, you can go to the Tampa game, where we won 26-7. Our leading receiver was Cortland Sutton for 7 catches with 60 yards. So it's rough. That's where kind of the discourages for me. I just don't think we have the playmakers, or I don't trust our wide receiver unit to make enough plays to beat for Bo to give Bo a chance to beat this team. I mean, I really like the drives he put together last week, but again, that was against the Ravens, so who give up everything. So you're going against a Chiefs team. Denver's already not going to be able to run the goddamn ball. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, if we win this game, we win the game, but I don't trust these playmakers, man. We didn't make a move. Like, I'm done, man. We have the worst. I've said we have the worst wide receiver group. Oh, and I don't know if you saw me tweet this. Um, and it's actually perfect that you asked me this, because I don't know if you saw this tweet I put out after the trade deadline. Let me read this real quick. So Broncos didn't make a move at the trade deadline for any offensive weapon. And here's a stat, Ryan, that you're gonna find is insane. Now, our starting wide receivers and our tight end. Now, this is me counting our wide receiver one, our wide receiver two, and our starting tight end, right? That'll be Cortland Sutton, Lil Jordan Humphrey, and Lucas Kroll. They have 762 yards combined on 112 targets, right? Justin Jefferson himself has 783 receiving yards on 69 targets. So I named our wide receiver one, our wide receiver two, and our starting tight end. All three of them on nearly, what is it? How many more targets? On 43 more targets. Mind you, this is three different people. On 43 more targets, still don't have more yards than Justin Jefferson himself. So that just goes to show how bad our playmaking group is. And then also running back room. I'll bring this up too. I still haven't tweeted this yet. I've been waiting to tweet this. You know, our two starting running backs, you don't know how many yards they have on the season
Hmm.
between Javante and Jaleel?
How many?
595. Just I want to throw out a few names that have more than that. No, I'm just talking about one, not a group, not a team's rushing totals, just players. Chuba Hubbard, Tony Pollard, Kyron Williams, Joe Mixon, J.K. Dobbins, Bijan, Jameer Gibbs, Alvin Kamara, James Conner, Jordan Mason, Josh Jacobs, Saquon, and Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry damn near has double the
You
amount of
you said
yards
how
of
many? How many rushing yards?
595.
Man, Najee almost has that shit by himself
Yes, he
too.
has 592. So that just goes to show what we have to work with over here in Denver. But you know, but Bo Nix just I guess they still continue to rank him at the bottom of the league in quarterbacks. But yeah, that's where the discourage comes from me. I mean, it's just baffling, man. It really is. It's just baffling.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seemed like for the last couple of weeks you were talking about how they were gonna win and this was gonna be the game. So I
I
know.
still think it can be, man. It's just like I mean, it's hard because it's
Mhm.
like Lil Jordan Humphrey is playing so goddamn bad, and we just don't seem to want to bench him. Like, I mean, I don't know what else to like. The dude is he's the worst wide receiver in the league. Like, I'm not even that's not even a joke. Like, he actually is. Like, he's hurting our football team playing, dropping passes. Like, I mean, it's bad, bro. Resulting in picks. Like, it's no way I can just say they're gonna beat Kansas City. Now, next week against Atlanta, I think we have a really good shot. I'll probably pick us that game, but I don't know about KC, man. I don't know.
How many games do you think for your team, like for the Broncos, would you guys have to lose for you to then kind of start to worry about them a little bit?
Well, just say for example, we drop the next two against the Chiefs and the Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
If we lose any of the next three, the Raiders, Browns, and the Colts,
Mm-hmm.
we're cooked. We're gonna have to win those three games. Um, and if we win those three games, so say for example, we go to 5-6, we lose the next 2 weeks. If we win those next three, we're 8-6. So I still think that's a really good possibility. And then we got to close out obviously with the Chargers, Bengals, and the Chiefs. Two of those games being on the road, but I think we can win at least two of those games. So just riding off of our defense. I know everyone's discouraged about the Ravens game, but we'll see how everything goes. I'll worry if we drop like the game to the Raiders or the Browns or the Colts. I'm we probably won't make the playoffs. But I mean, even if we don't make the playoffs, man, I still think the season has gone better than what most people have thought. So
Yeah, I feel like most people, especially for the Broncos, I feel like most people thought they were gonna be ass, trash,
yeah,
all the above.
I mean, and we're 5-4, man,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm still sitting over here just so pissed off at you. You don't understand, Ryan. Like, imagine if you had Lil Jordan Humphrey on your team, like you would be sitting here probably like madder than me, bro. Like it's so bad. Like and people, and I'm mad because I'm also just tired of it because people are sitting here saying I'm hating. Like I don't understand how I'm hating on them. Be so completely honest with you, but yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode, guys. Make sure to leave a like, comment, hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to keep showing love on the IG, on the TikTok. We gonna make sure to get some shorts out for you guys. Yeah, and just stay tuned also for the recap video for this next week because I got a feeling that this week it might top last week. We might get lucky, but yeah, um, but yeah. Until the next one, peace out.